Happy Sunday, everyone. This is Our Issues Birmingham, and this may be the funnest show I've ever done already. No. And we hadn't even taped yet. Today's guests are Ona Watson and Cleve Eaton, both of whom, in my opinion, belong in whatever the World Jazz Hall of Fame is. They should be in it. Guys, thanks for being here, and particularly you, Cleve. I know this is interrupting your sleep pattern.
Yes, it is.
So, y'all know each other?
Yeah, man. Long time. All our life.
He's older than you are, Ona?
He's a little older than me, but he raised me.
Oh, he's a baby. I'm 78.
He raised me.
How old are you, man?
I ain't telling.
Oh, you ain't gonna tell your age.
I'm not that old. Not yet.
Oh, no, you can't tell your age.
Yeah.
Look out, man. Okay.
Oh, you raised me in the controllers.
Anyway, I'm 78, man. He's talking to me somewhere.
Maurice White.
So, Maurice White of Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Yeah.
He was like my son, man, for 5 years.
Yeah.
Who was? Maurice
White,
yeah.
I hired him with Ramsey Lewis Trio. I was a straw boss then.
Yeah.
So he was the best drummer. Why? Because he was in the studio. And I had to have a drummer with me that had been in the studio and used to making hit records, not just used to playing. But Maurice, he knew what to do to produce hit records. So I hired with Ramsey, and our first album went gold.
Yeah. With Ramsey Lewis.
With Maurice White on there, by picking him.
He was playing the drums?
He's a drummer. He didn't sing.
I thought he was a bass player.
Who?
You talking about Verdine?
I'm joking. No. So you both grew up in Birmingham?
Yeah.
Yes, at Fairfield, man.
And you
Smithfield for me.
And at what
Dr.
point?
Frank Adams.
Did you take from Dr. Frank Adams, both of you?
Yeah.
You know, I took saxophone back in the day from Amos Gordon.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know Amos?
Yeah.
Amos played with Count.
Oh, yeah.
And he told me one day, I was in my 30s, and he told me one day he got off the road because he came home one afternoon and he knocked on the door, and his little boy came to the door and said, "Mama, there's a man at the door." And the kid didn't know who he was, and he knew it was time to get off the road. So anyway, that's my exposure to him, and somewhere along the way I met both of you. You have made some incredible contributions to music, both of you, and to jazz. What each of you can speak to this respectively, but what puts Birmingham in such a historical perspective as far as jazz goes in the world, I would say? I mean, we're here.
Well, one thing, all the major bands that was formed at that time had members from Birmingham.
And what time are we talking about?
Back in the 30s and 40s.
and 40s.
Right. All of those top bands had their main members was from out of Birmingham, Alabama. That's what basically.
But you were a baby then.
Sure was. But still, I know about that's how it went. Yeah.
And same with you, Ona?
Yeah. Well, you know, most of them came through here to recruit guys. Even after like Ray Charles. I mean, a little later, but Flash, you know, Amos Gordon, all those guys, Dr. Frank Adams. But they came through the
William Johnson.
William Johnson. We heard about him, you know. I mean, it was, you know, it wasn't televised, but we knew we would hear about it, like in the band room or in the choir rehearsal, whatever, you know.
Did you go to Fairfield High School?
Yeah. But the cats told me, man, I was here from the guys.
Yeah.
The cats said, man, you know, they got something for Birmingham to do certain things, you know. And that was how I really kind of heard about it, you know.
Yeah. So even in the 60s, I mean, when you think of people think about Diana Ross, Eddie Kendricks, Cornbread, you know, all those guys, you know, Free from Ansley, Cornbread from Ansley.
Who's Cornbread?
Eddie Kendricks.
Eddie Kendricks' nickname is Cornbread.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, do y'all have you ever been together in any sort of musical performance?
He took me on the road. He took me on the road one of the first times.
Were you playing trumpet
We were doing
then?
different universities. I was singing.
You were singing.
Yeah. And he say, "You gonna sing, fool? Or you gonna look cute?" Oh yeah, we did a lot of universities.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, me, you, and Nate Miller,
Oh yeah, man.
and Gary Motley.
All the cats.
Yeah, all the cats. Bo
Yeah.
Vera. Yeah.
Is
And
you
I
know,
was a singer. I was one of the vocalists.
Yeah.
You know?
so historically, at least a place that I like to visit when I'm in New York City is a place called Smalls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are you familiar with
I
Smalls?
played small.
You played Smalls?
Yeah,
No, I didn't play small. I'm familiar with it.
yeah, I played there.
But that's the kind of jazz club, tiny. I'm
Yeah.
talking, not because that's the name, the guy's name that owns its last name is Smalls, but
P Small.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of place that I think today Birmingham lacks.
Yeah.
I would like to see Ona get back into his
I would
gig.
too. Yeah.
Well, I've been looking at a couple of businesses, a couple of buildings, and trying to get the feel of people, whether or not they will support it. And so far, I feel real good about it. Probably after the first of the year, I'm trying to see what the city's going to do. And
Under
we were talking, well,
Under its new leadership, sorry, I had to
trying
just say
see-
that.
trying-
That's all I'm
well,
going to say, Cleve.
Yeah.
Cleve doesn't like to talk about politics.
Trying to see if they want to support what we do, because Cleve was saying earlier, some of the older guys don't get support, and even though I'm not quite as old as he is, but he raised me and he showed me a lot, taught me a lot, and fussed at me a lot, and I thank God for that, because I can
That's what
work
everybody says.
anytime, anywhere, because of him, and it's I want to see if the city, because like he had Cleves out in Ensley, it got support sporadically, but we need more than just one night. One night. Got to be every night.
Hey man, you know what?
Hold it. We're going to talk about it when we come back from break, okay?
Yeah, okay.
This is Our Issues Birmingham. Don't go away. We're going to be right back. Welcome back to Our Issues Birmingham with Cleve Eaton and Ona Watson. This is a great show, and I hope you're watching. So to get jazz in Birmingham on the level we're talking about, you got to have players.
You got to have players, right?
Serious players.
Yeah, we don't have any players. And watch this, man. Hey, that's my plan. Well, places where I played at, hey, man, playing the stuff like I played a caliber of New Yorkish. Hey, we at the Open Door Cafe, 12 years, we had 300, 400, 500 people every Sunday, man, for good music, good jazz. Just have some good jazz.
Here in Birmingham.
Here in Birmingham, man.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, no other clubs doing that.
Right.
And the reason for that was because I played the music that they would hear when they go to New York, and hear music that they would hear when they go to top places, rather than in Alabama hearing just a little small amount of something here. That's what you hear when you hear my show.
Right.
But that's what I was thinking about. On man, I felt so sorry for him, man, because he has this beautiful place down there, and he's had it a long time, but didn't have nobody to play in it.
Right.
Nobody to play in. And I don't mean that, man, just somebody you happen to like at a local, or somebody that you just happen to like. I'm talking about somebody that's great, that makes you feel that they should be around the world. They should be in the top whatever it is because they're so good. Yeah.
So you're saying what you guys represent is essentially a dying breed in terms of musicians that are youthful who won't dedicate the time to practicing
And do it right.
and
Right,
doing
do it
it
right.
on the level that you guys
Yes, sir.
have done
Right.
it on.
That's
Right,
it.
right.
That's it. They got this new computer stuff now.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
Yeah, I
look,
hate it.
my computer's here. I had a teacher that taught me, Mr. Britton Banks. I remember when I first started, we would play. I said, man, look, let me get a pencil and write that down, man. He said, Cleve, he told me, he threw that tablet away.
Yeah.
He said, what happened if you leave that tablet at home? And I thought about that junk. I said, man, I'm going to get rid of this junk and watch this from that day to this one.
Learn it.
I've been memorizing. I must have
Memorize.
thousands and thousands of songs in my head at this point because of not. And by the way,
And
now,
not scripting it.
right? And what these guys, when we get on the gig, you never see me look for a tab for a book or something.
Yeah.
All of them, they got to read every darn song. I don't read no songs, but I know them all.
Exactly.
Well, I do know that having had the privilege of singing with you playing bass, All Cleve wants to know is what keys
What
it
key?
is.
That's
You
it.
gonna handle it.
That's it, man. That's it.
You gonna handle it.
It actually insulted our bass player because he said, I can do all that. I said, but you're not Cleve.
Oh yeah.
Hey, man, I've been taught properly. That's first thing. That's
right.
what kind of got me going.
That's right.
My teacher, Mr. Springer started me. He did things right. He wasn't taught that, but he knew how to do things. Just do them right. And if you do them right, you come out pretty good.
Well, I talk to young lawyers sometimes, and they do their cases and they have a pad.
Yeah.
And I try to encourage them to throw that pad
There
away.
you go, man.
Yeah.
It hinders you. What I mean, if you don't have
You can't feel it.
Nah, man.
If you can't say it,
What
if
if
you're
you
not
can't find
familiar
it?
enough.
Yeah, if you
Yeah, what
lose
if
it,
you
you
lose it,
man,
you don't have it,
shucks,
yeah.
what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was Count Basie? What was that
Oh,
like?
I could talk for years about bass. Bass was great. That was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me in my life. I did the 5 years with Ramsey, and it was good too. Ramsey was very good. He didn't give me a chance to start and do. But Count Basie, and me and Count Basie, we were tight as everything, man, from day one.
Well, you were the rhythm section.
Yeah, but watch this. I met Basie. I didn't meet Basie until I was on the stage. Elkhart, Indiana, I met Mr. Basie. And man, from the day we met, we clicked.
How old were you when that happened?
I was, I don't know,
30.
40 or something,
Yeah.
But me and Basie met, and see, he's from Red Bank, New Jersey. I'm from Fairfield, Alabama. So we were both from two small little towns. So man, when we hooked up like this, and from that day on, when we would play, I would watch Basie. I wasn't watching nobody else in the band, never Basie. I didn't even know some of the songs. I didn't have no rehearsal. I went in cold turkey. So what I do, I would watch Chief, and I would and because he would give me my signals on everything. So I wound up watching him on all the shows for 17 years, with the 5 years, and for 17 years I watched the lead. But basically, I watched him because he knew what to do it all the time. Let me tell you what I watched one day. Hey man, we was doing a set, and basically. Basically, had his hand up on his stomach. He had his hand up on his stomach. And look, he had his hand up on his stomach like this. And so I'm playing. I'm just playing and playing. And so I look up, and basically, it's a part coming up. It's time for Basie to play. I said, when he go?
He's sitting at the piano?
Like this. It's time for him to play his part. I said, oh, yeah. So I played his part for him. And he looked at me and said, how'd you know I was going to miss that? I knew because I was watching him. See, music is more than listen and watch.
Right.
See, I listened to him, but as I watched him and he didn't do it, I was able to fill it in, and it turned out great. But I mean, I have a big shows on Basie Band.
So did y'all travel all the time?
All over the world, man.
And
All over. Hey, man, look, let me tell you a story about the Basie Band. Let's let us something. There's a thing called the Bat Club. Nobody else know about this, but people at the Basie Band. It's called the Bat Club. So,
where was
Bat
it?
Club. Bat Club is in the Basie Band. It means that you can't bring no bats to the gig.
Oh.
With no ugly women. You couldn't bring the Bat Club, you couldn't bring no ugly women. If you did, you had to pay $5. And look, and watch this, man. And when you from overseas, it was called international bat. So you pay $10. So watch this, y'all. Let me in on that. But look, the fund of the money that came from that Mrs. Basie, she was over this. She put musical instruments in schools with that money. And she did 1,000, and at the end, she fed all of us a steak dinner of the money that was there. But that money, it was so much money, it helped a whole lot of things, man.
That's great.
It kind of coming from such BS, you know. But we had so much fun. Hey, man, there was you had to go to court if you had an ugly bat. You had to go to court.
The Basie court.
Yeah, you had a lawyer, the judge, now, the lawyer would tell you, said, no, look, Cleve, now, I've been a lawyer for a long time, but I ain't never won no case. I just want to let you know before we start. I ain't never won no case. But we go on, I'll be your lawyer. So that means you know you ain't going to win. But hey, man, I'm through. I can talk forever, man.
Hold that thought. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and talk about some more local musicians. This is Our Issues Birmingham. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Our Issues Birmingham. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a blast today. Ona,
Yeah.
we've been close a long time.
Yeah.
When you say during the break, Ona mentioned to me that one of the problems is the kids don't have instruments.
Yeah.
How do we inject? Can we go backwards? I don't know that we can. Has music gone in a direction that we can't reverse?
Well, we can reverse it by, first of all, letting kids know that they can play music and in school, like Cleve did, like I did. I mean, Dr. Adams put a horn in my hand, and he whether a French horn, a trombone, a sax, he put a horn in my hand. And I'm from the inner city, so couldn't really afford a horn. But what we've done, we've taken music out of school, especially elementary school. I mean, some of the kids are playing in high school, but they would be much more, like Cleve said earlier, the computers, that's not gonna get it. It might get you to a certain point, but to do it the rest of your life, no. And to love it.
I mean, the music of the 30s and 40s that you guys came up listening to and ultimately playing, and then ultimately evolving for Ona into his style, is just non-existent anymore. But you're telling me the Tommy James and the Glenn Dorseys and the Count Basies of the world respected Birmingham as the place where musicians
best came here.
Could get into that genre of music and play it with the tops.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I played. Well, you called me. I played open up for Gladys Knight a couple of times, and that's R&B. That's rhythm and blues, But I can also swing, cause I learned my basics. I can also swing.
Well, we only have 8 notes. Plus sharps and flats.
You're right.
Which has always been amazing to me. How can there be so many variations on 8 notes?
Yeah. But one thing I want to say, hey man, we got to have some teachers.
That's right.
Okay. Now, what make all of us be whatever the music is from the teachers, right? We do not have teachers that are serious enough to make sure that student learns. Watch this.
That's right.
If we got a student, I would like to see them get to be to the best, but they got to have a great teacher that will teach them things before they get into it. But a teacher would change that.
I think Flash was a teacher like that.
He was the one. Yeah. He was the one for here.
Flash was.
He was the one for here.
Doc Adams.
Yeah, Dr. Adams.
They care.
Those 2 guys in particular.
Yeah, they care.
Yeah,
but
man.
They're gone now.
Bring cats over to the house, and Doc would take me over to his house and teach me. When I joined the band, I wanted to play saxophone. Everybody want to play saxophone. We don't need no saxophone player. You'll play trombone. I played trombone. They'll
get you qualified.
Yeah.
They'll get you qualified for the world. When I left here, man, I could tackle the world.
Right.
The main thing is I knew theory from my sister in high school.
Miss Comer.
Yeah. And she taught me theory, and by knowing how to read music, I could go anywhere, and I went anywhere. Right. And I read everybody's music because I could read, and I wasn't nervous. I wasn't nervous because I knew how to read. Right. And a quarter note is a quarter note in jazz or whatever. A quarter note is a quarter note. So it becomes the same. But if you can read, if the students learn how to read music, all of them don't want to read. But that's the backbone behind all of it, being able to read, And the rest of it now, hey, man, I'm not going to put anything against these computers. The computer thing, man, they'll do some crazy stuff with the computers, man.
Well,
it's a it's 2 different ball games. The computer thing is great, and the other thing was great also. Yeah.
Well, there is a move going back to vinyl. I am glad to see that.
My wife tells me about it all the time, man. Yep. She said, "Cleve, ain't nobody doing no cassettes. No, they're going back to the actual vinyl." Hey, man, but look, people don't realize vinyl costs a lot of money
to make.
Hell yeah, it does, man. Yeah. That's why they went to the other thing to make it. Now they're gonna go back. Now small records come, they won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
Because it'd be too expensive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well.
But vinyl, kids have never heard about vinyl, so it's something new to them.
Well, you hear the difference. I hear the difference.
Oh yeah.
When you listen to something on vinyl versus
electronic.
Sure.
Sure.
You can hear the depth of what's being played.
Sure.
And unless you have some handle on music, your ear won't go there.
Yeah,
So
I hear you.
you guys are great. I am
I
so
had a good
grateful
time,
for
man.
your coming on and sharing your wisdom with us. You leave us a legacy. I think neither of you get the attention that you deserve for what you have done for music in the city of Birmingham. So I'm going to do my part to make sure people know that we have a treasure in the both of you. I mean, we have people like other groups that have come through the state, like the Commodores,
Right.
the Temptations,
Well, Diana Ross
Bessemer.
from Bessemer, OJ's.
And then there's only about Erskine Hawkins on our other end.
yeah.
Now, Erskine Hawkins came over at Tuxedo Junction, and that's
Right.
been the biggest song for Alabama that we've had.
That's right.
But those are the kind of places that we miss. I mean, the Amels Cantina, which used to be next to where you
Well, yeah.
were at one point, Ona.
Um,
You know, the little places that are open now, you can't find a place that's open past 10 o'clock.
No,
That's
you're
true.
Right. You're right.
So when you're like I know you play at the seafood place on sometimes,
Oh, at the Fish Market.
Fish
Hey,
Market.
but look, let's mention Jazzy. The club we're playing now. Jazzy and Jazzy on 3rd Avenue and Jersey on
that's
1st.
right.
We're doing the one on 3rd Avenue quite a bit. With,
Near the Alabama Theater.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You there?
Well, I'm there with Bo Berry. Bo has a
Okay.
quartet there, so I'm working
Is
with
Dave
Bo.
Amaral still out there?
I haven't seen
I
Dave
haven't
in a
seen
while.
David for a while.
Yeah.
In
Well,
fact,
he-
when I played with Bob Kane, played the Bob Kane with David. And let me see.
Well, I want to thank y'all for being here.
It's our pleasure. Thank you for having us, man.
Okay.
All right,
This is Our Issues
All right.
Birmingham.
Yes, sir.
All right.
See you next week. Peace.
All right.